knowing that we're just so close to Worlds is pretty amazing.
Juice flashes on board, he Wickham touch, he's going to get through as well. It's going to be a double straight away, and that's a 4-0. It is a fantastic start from the team from the Oceania region. They are just dominating the rest of the teams.
It was a decent day, we are happy about that.
Force ball straight up towards him, double kill, triple kill, goes in towards Darker, gets the quadra, gets the pentakill, and Holy Phoenix just cleans out the Russian forces.
Dark Passage managed to put back-to-back pentakills in the international wildcard from last year to this year.
Euro was better.
Euro was better. No.
Going to Worlds as a Turkish team would be awesome.
I think being the first team in Oceania to make it to Worlds would just be huge. Something I could keep forever.
And welcome to day 2 of our continuing coverage of the 2014 International Wildcard and the European LCS Summer Playoffs, coming to you live from GamesCom in Cologne, Germany. I'm Evie Schogseportre, joined by Lee D-Man-Smith and Martin de Fuscio Lunge. Now today is jam-packed with 2 best-of-5 matches where one international wildcard team will walk away with a spot at Worlds, while one European LCS squad will find themselves heading to the Spring Promotion Tournament. Now before we get to today's games, let's take a look back at yesterday, where Turkey's Dark Passage and Oceania's Legacy Esports clinched a spot in today's wildcard final. And well, Legacy Esports, guys, they came out a fantastic 2-0, beating out in the very first game Dark Passage, who were the favorites going into it.
Yeah, fantastic game. And actually they were 5,000 goal behind in that game, yet they managed to turn it around. They had a good couple of picks, that Alistair coming out as well. 3-man pulverizes non-stop throughout that game. Fantastic stuff, and they came back, and then they went on to win, of course, against Russian forces. So a 2-0 lead is the best they could hope for.
Yeah, but we still have to say, early game, they seem to have some issues, especially against Dark Passage in the second game of the day, where they actually lost the game pretty early on and couldn't really come back. They're too far behind in goals, so still some things they had to work on for today's grand final.
Yeah, they absolutely like to fight, and as you mentioned it, Dark Passage then coming back. They lost the first game versus Legacy Esports, but they turned it around. They cleared up their picks is what we heard, and then they just won the game, and they actually came out on top because they wanted a shorter time.
Yeah, well, it just seemed like they got better and better after like the first game, a little bit shaky, the picks weren't really very optimal for them, and they talked about how they felt like they got outpicked and they couldn't actually do anything in the mid-late game. Adjusted it, fixed it, and looked just so much better like the later stages yesterday, especially the game against Legacy where they actually dominated them.
And that's a big thing, honestly, because obviously today's going to be a best of 5, and adjusting to those picks is really what you've got to do. It's a worry for Legacy fans, of course, if Dark Passage have already maybe figured them out.
Yeah, I was talking to Legacy Esports a little bit before, and I was like, are you nervous? And they said, we're nervous, but we're just going to fight. We're going to brawl. So I think it's going to be a great best of 5. And Dark Passage actually also provided our #1 big play of the day. Of course, that was Holy Phoenix and his heavenly pentakill. This comes from @Lobster667. Literally just shouted, "Pentakill" with food in my mouth. This was your most talked about moment.
Damage dealers going in, rip one, force ball straight up towards him, double kill, triple kill, goes in towards Darker, gets the quadra, gets the pentakill, and Holy Phoenix just cleans out the Russian forces.
Dark Passage managed to put back-to-back pentakills in the international wildcard.
It just seems like whenever Holy Phoenix gets going early game, he will just get so many kills in the mid to late game, and Penta. He might even get one here because he keeps playing Tristana and Jinx, so whenever he gets one kill, he will get the rest as well.
He should have had one earlier. He got the quadra earlier on, but the jungler stole it. Lee Sin stole it. So there could have been actually 3 pentakills in that game as well, because the top lane Fabulous got a quadra as well. So we were very close to 3 pentakills in one game.
Well, maybe it happens here. Remember to send your favorite moments from today's games on Twitter using that hashtag #BigPlays. Now, Dark Passage and Legacy Esports will meet again on the Rift today in a best-of-5 series to decide which team will head to the 2014 World Championship. And then the European LCS Summer Playoffs continue as the Super Hot Crew and Millennium face off to fight for their spot in the LCS. The winner will clinch a 5th place, while the loser will head to the Spring Promotion Tournament. And on Friday, it's time for the semi-finals between Fnatic and Roccat and Alliance and SK Gaming. These teams are all fighting for a spot in Sunday's Summer Split Finals, along with spots in the World Championship. Now remember to head over to lolesports.com for all the info on the team schedules, VODs, and more. And while you're there, be sure to vote on who you think will win each series. We'll be checking your votes throughout the event. Now, we'd also like you to head over to Twitter and let us know which player do you think will make the biggest impact in the International Wildcard Final, and why. I think I know what you're going to say.
Well, I mean, Holy Phoenix is probably the easy one to say, but I'm going to say EGM actually for Legacy. I believe the way he's played yesterday, he can go and make the big plays here, try and shut down the bottom lane from Dark Passage, and also win the games for Legacy.
I am going to go with Holy Phoenix because he is the obvious one, and honestly, when you get, 22, 23 kills in one game, he is clearly the guy to watch.
Yep, absolutely. Now remember to tweet us your answers at LOL Esports, and we'll read some of them on air later in the show. Now, there's a lot of action